Now going to question 15, here we're looking for the answer choice that completes the text. And when we're asked that question, it's a predictive question. In other words, what might come next. But if you simply summarize the text, one answer will usually match your summary. So let's go ahead and get started. The domestic sweet potato descends from a wild plant native to South America. It also populates the Polynesian islands, where evidence confirms that natives and other indigenous people were cultivating the plant centuries before seafaring first occurred over thousands of miles of ocean separating them from South America. To explain how the sweet potato was first introduced in Polynesia, this botanist and his team analyzed the DNA of numerous varieties of the plant, concluding that Polynesian varieties diverged from South American ones over 100,000 years ago. Given that Polynesia was peopled only in the last 3,000 years, the team concludes that. So here we have the idea that the sweet potato descends from a plant native to South America, but it's also in Hawaii, which doesn't make sense because people in Hawaii were cultivating the plant long before sea travel began over the thousands of miles separating South America and Hawaii. So the analysis to try to explain this situation concluded that the varieties diverged over 100,000 years ago. And people only were in Polynesia, Hawaii, that whole area, in the last 3,000 years. Therefore, the logical idea that they're giving us here is that the plant did not travel over boats. It must have gotten to that area by some other means. So let's look at the answers. A says the cultivation of the sweet potato in Polynesia likely predates its cultivation in South America. Well, we're not really talking about whether they cultivated it first in Polynesia or South America. We're talking about how it got from one place to the other. B, Polynesian peoples likely acquired the sweet potato from South American peoples only within the last 3,000 years. Well, that right there wouldn't be able to explain how the plant would have arrived from South America to Polynesia if we've only had sea travel for a couple of hundred years now. C, human activity likely played no role in the introduction of the sweet potato in Polynesia. Well, that makes a lot of sense. That kind of matches what we said. The plant didn't travel by boat. It didn't move through human activity. So that makes a lot of sense. And D, Polynesian sweet potato varieties likely descend from a single South American variety that was domesticated, not wild. Well, that goes totally against what the passage said, because the claim in the passage is that the plant varieties diverged over 100,000 years ago. So the idea that the Polynesian sweet potato came from a South American one that was domesticated, that would have meant that it would have had to be domesticated more than 100,000 years ago, which is not possible because humans have only been domesticating plants for less than 10,000 years. So the answer here is C.